What's up, everybody? Nic DeSeelhorst with eXp Realty, your Salt Lake City realtor. The weather's cooling down, fall is coming, and the market is doing the same. Things are starting to cool down. It's a natural trend in the cycle, but we're also going to talk about the market, what's happening inside of it. All right, y'all, so not a whole lot has changed. Interest rates have continued to tick up a little bit, tick down a little bit, tick up a little bit, but we're in that 7% range, and so interest rates do affect the market pretty substantially. It's preventing people from selling their house, it's preventing people from buying houses, so we're still sitting in that limbo. But markets do naturally tend to cool around the fall and winter time as well, and so you're seeing houses sit on the market a little longer. Not as much inventory, which is already a problem. The inventory is already incredibly low. And so we're just not seeing the homes come on the market that are enticing buyers to jump in. So when you do see those houses in the right neighborhoods priced properly, those things do sell incredibly quick. So technically we still are in a seller's market because we still have incredibly low inventory. We only have 1.9 months worth of inventory. So that's to say, if no new inventory came on the market for about 2 months, we'd sell out of inventory by the number of demand we have. Another thing that's affecting the market is the percentage of homeowners who have an interest rate lower than 5%, which is that above 80% of homeowners have an interest rate lower than 5%. So until, really we see divorces creating more inventory, which is terrible, people transitioning through different phases of life, meaning they have to sell because they're transitioning to a assisted living. They're, aging out of their home. They're no longer able to stay in their house to care for themselves. So they do need to sell the house and move into assisted living. That's a scenario that we see happening in selling houses in that sense. But it's hard because the interest rates are preventing buyers from capitalizing on the purchases of these homes, because a lot of those families who are aging out of their house and they move into assisted living, those houses need to be fully renovated. The roof hasn't been done, the interior needs to be updated, or, let's be honest, we just want it to be updated. It might not need to be updated, but we want new carpet, we want new paint, we want new hardware. The whole inside needs to be fixed up. And that also prevents people from moving, because it seems like unless people get the right loan or they've got the stomach for the renovations, a lot of people are hesitant to buy a house that they need to put a lot of work in. And so that market is totally capitalized on the investor market, which Salt Lake City still has a large number of investors for good reason. We've got super strong economy. We have a ton of people moving here. We've got a lot of companies headquartering their companies here. And so investors see it as a great opportunity to get in and purchase these homes, renovate them, and either flip them and sell them in a year or two, or just hold on to them as rents continue to increase, as well as home prices here in the Salt Lake Valley. So investors, if you're looking for houses, those are available. I just helped clients of mine who are investors. They own a duplex. They're renting that out. They moved into a single family house that we just beat out 23 other offers, and they're renovating that so they can live in it with their family. And then over the years, as they're renovating it, living in it, they're able to sell that for that equity gain that they're going to have in 2 to 3 years. Or they can continue living in it because it's in a great location and they can start a family there and then, acquire properties on the side. So it's a really great opportunity depending on who you are and how risk adverse you are, because there is some risk in considering purchases of real estate in this market in a short time frame. Because if you're trying to flip a house in, 12 to 24 months, not knowing what's going to happen, I can't say for certain you're going to be making a whole lot of money. But if you are able to acquire a property and live in it for 5 to 10 years, you are going to see a great return on your investment in the Salt Lake Valley. So like we continue to tell buyers, if you're finances are in order and you're able to pencil or, back on the napkin, write down a purchase price, the mid 7 to low 7% interest rate, 30-year mortgage, if those numbers make sense for you to live in it for, 2 to 3 years, awesome, because the likelihood that interest rates will drop to mid to low 6s or lower and just decrease your interest or your payment monthly is pretty substantial in that 2 to 3 year time frame. They're talking spring of 2024, so come Q2 2024, interest rates should come down and you'll be able to refinance. I can't say for sure. I don't know if the market's going to do that, but that is what all the professionals are talking about. The economic forecasting professionals that I listen to, they are predicting that interest rates do come down Q2 of spring, so spring of 2024, and then you'll be able to refinance. Your mortgage company and your lender will give you a free refinance because it's within a time frame that they're giving these services to, and you'll be able to reduce your payment to that much lower so you can live in that house for, like I'm saying, 5 to 10 years to really decrease the amount of money and stretch that time horizon so that you can actually realize the most gains out of your home. But, if you've got a lot of money, you've got a pretty sizable stack of cash that you're looking to invest, real estate in Salt Lake is a great investment because if you're holding on to real estate and you're investing in a portfolio, that portfolio grows with you. You acquire new homes, new doors every single year, and then every 5 to 10 years, you're releasing one of those houses out of your portfolio. So think about it as one of those push pencils. You take one out of the tip, you put it in the back. You take one out of the tip, you put it in the back. That's exactly what a lot of people are doing with investment portfolios within real estate. They purchase a house, it goes through their lineage and their timeline and their system, and then by the time they get to the end, they sell it, they realize a ton of equity gain, and they reinvest it back into usually larger multifamily condos, multiplexes. So it's a really great strategy for a lot of people to make a lot of wealth in the market, but a lot of people are just looking for their first time home buyer opportunity. And right now it doesn't work for a lot of people because they don't have a lot of the money for a down payment and they're priced out because of the interest rates. But if your agent isn't talking to you about like the American Dream Grant, that unfortunately for first-time home buyers, the grant expires today on September 13th. But there are other opportunities like the American Dream Grant, grants that give you money towards a down payment for your home. For example, there's a first-time home buyer program for new construction homes of $450,000 or under. You can qualify for $20,000 towards that down payment that you do need to repay once you've sold the house. So there's a lot of great incentives and opportunities and programs for people to purchase real estate to get into a house when it works for you and your family. So take it all into consideration, dive into the market, do some research, ask me anything. You can always comment down below, shoot me a text, shoot me a DM, and I will answer any question that you have about the market. Happy to talk about exactly what it means for you to get into a house right now or what it makes sense for you and your family. If you need to wait for interest rates to come down, great. If you need to wait for your down payment to, accrue more, get some more money in that bank account so that you can actually put more towards the down payment, great. You do want to shoot for that like 3 to 3.5% minimum down payment. If you have more, great. You can kind of pay down that rate so you're paying less per month. But you don't need to. You don't need that 20% down payment that a lot of people, a lot of me and my generation have been told that you need to purchase a home. You only need to be doing that if you're like an investor and you're buying a second home or you're buying an investment property. Then you need those higher numbers for those down payments. So I want to talk a little bit about the nitty gritty, some numbers about the Salt Lake real estate market. So as far as total listing count, active listing count, and new listing count, it's very similar to last month. Comparing July and August in Salt Lake City's real estate market is pretty similar. Total listing count is around 1,200. The active listings, we are up a little bit with 766, whereas last month it was 697. And then new listing count, it's very similar. So about that 500 homes listed newly on the market from July and August. You don't see a whole lot of discrepancy until we get to like the median listing price. So it's been really interesting. We have seen the market drop a little bit as far as pricing goes. A lot of, I don't know if it's realtors' faults or if it's homeowners' understanding of the market more, but we are seeing that price drop. So median listing price right now is $568,000 for Salt Lake City. Last month, it was $599,000. So that has dropped quite a bit. But I say that with kind of a caveat because when you go to look at the number of homes with price reductions, we're about that 500 mark. Last month it was 400, this month it's about 500. So we are seeing a lot of homes that were listed like end of July, listing into August, dropping their prices because they've been sitting on the market for about that median days on average, which is 39. So homes are sitting on the market for about a little over a month. By that 39th, 45th day, they're dropping their prices, and they usually do re-enter the market. They reinvigorate home buyers. It's now appealing to a home buyer, so they actually are able to close on that house. So price reductions have been a major play in this market. And like I said, the months of inventory were only about 1.9. So by the time if we don't get new inventory, we'll sell out in about 2 months. So a little bit of the nitty gritty. It's pretty boring information. I do admit not a lot of people are probably still watching this video, but if you are watching, I do love and appreciate all of you for sticking around. Comment down below, made it to the end. I love you. I'll put you in a drawing for a Starbucks gift card if you did make it. Again, comment down below, made it to the end. Put you in the drawing for a Starbucks gift card. Thank you all for coming to today's video. Do like, subscribe, comment down below, hit that bell so that you're notified when my content does come out. I appreciate you. Peace, and I'll see you guys on the next video.